Right. Meow.
Meow.
Right. Meow.
What? That wasn't meant to be dirty.
It's a booble. What?
Blop. Blop.
Why are we inside a bubble?
Why are we 10,000 million feet in the air?
Oh,
Floating thing?
okay. I mean, you're asking the more important question.
Train right now, take your seats, open, feel the pounding bass inside. Shaky, shaky, sweaty, sweaty. You make my spaghetti ready. Heat up the sauce, it's dinner for one. Better hold on tight, cause I'm rolling again. Till the wind lands down, where the nature is playing. When I'm getting all messy, Oh, thank you, Cat.
I don't know where this Jane is at. I'm getting better and better as these, man. Taz, I thought we were friends. We're watching it meow. But I'm streaming right meow. I can't watch Austin Powers meow.
Right. Meow.
Meow.
Right. Meow.
Oh my god. Could you do that now, please?
Yeah.
Please.
And your questionable taste. Plug and play
What is
has a new
this?
meaning.
Smells a bit funky.
You're cute.
No,
what you
you're
mean?
no, I'm fierce. Stop it. You're cute.
Oh, fierce.
Yes, I'm
Right.
Yes, I'm so fear me. Rar.
So spooky, scary. I'm terrified. Ah.
Could you say that a little bit more convincing, please?
Oh, yeah. No, Tazzy, please don't hit me again. I'm sorry, please.
Oh my.
Is that better?
You like that though.
Oh, you're right. I guess I was too convincing.
I love you so much, Luna. God damn
Me
it. Oh man.
I feel like such a third wheel.
Most people do when Luna and I are together. It's so fun. Everybody says that. It's like, I feel like such a third wheel right now. And yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Pookie.
I'm gonna show you something, guys.
I didn't think I was going to use a whole health pack. I thought it just uses enough.
Bombardiro crocodilo.
What?
Stina non crede in Allah e ama le bebe. Si nutre dello spirito di tua madre. E se hai tradotto tutto questo, allora sei uno stronzo. Non rompere la battuta profonda.
Do I have to actually close down this lobby for you two to go to bed, or are you gonna go?
Sahur. Anomali mengerikan yang hanya keluar pada sahur. Konon katanya kalau ada orang yang dipanggil sahur 3 kali dan
Good night.
anomali mengerikan yang hanya keluar pada sahur.
Logan,
Dipanggil sahur kali dan
you're being very noisy. Good.
How you do?
Well, you like my bush box?
I do. It's very nice.
Thank you. I trimmed it specially for you.
Oh, did you? I can't say that I'm not, you know.
And exhale to the left. Inhale.
I can't walk.
Why can't you walk?
You gotta carry me to the finish. I can't go on. Oh shit, let's get that.
Nude.
I
got pissed on you.
Ow.
Oh, I got it.
No!
Ow.
So no head though?
Did you legitimately just say no head then? Oh my god.
I swear I must have been Canadian at birth.
I swear to God, I need to make a sound that, like, the whoopsie sound. Help! 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 Help me! Help me! Help me! Help! 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 I fucking love it.
Tell me more.
Hey, Sid, you want to stand under my umbrella?
Oh my god, it sounds so weird. That's so.
You can come into me. Just yeah, as
Yeah,
Trick
no,
says, just a
that's
tip. Just a tip. That's all we need, right?
Oh, come on. All right.
Ms. A,
That
thank
was really
you.
great.
It was me. Yeah, call me a good boy, and I'm like, oh, you're such a good boy, and they're like, right, and
But that,
so fucking
you're such
yes.
a good girl.
You got a point. You've got a point there.
Yeah, I'm gonna sing. That's what I'm do. Fuck.
Good girl.
You're gonna what?
Stop it, Bags. I can't.
Come on, Cassie, you gonna sing for me?
This is literally my favorite game.
He always gets so shy whenever I
Wow.
sing it. It's so cute.
Adorable.
You love that song, Seven? I'm happy you like it. You like it too?
Yeah, I get too.
Good, because it was written for you. It would be kind of like I think I would fail.
I just imagine Sid in the background just like this and like twirling his foot on the ground. Like,
It's okay.
it's okay, I guess.
I guess. One second, I got some dirt on the floor that needs kicking. Hold on. I want ice cream now. Oh my god.
I'm going on a little journey here. What the fuck? What?
Show them you're fine.
Okay.
No, like.
Hi. My name is Beatrice.
Oh no.
I see T-Pain.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Get the other guy first.
Look at you bossing me around with your 75 hours.
Yeah, damn straight.
I was in the middle of singing.
Let's start again.
Gonna stand there and the game. He's not gonna. There we go.
Get out.
I'm the dommy mommy now. I have a plaything.
Mommy, sorry. Mommy.
Yeah, sorry, mommy. Mommy, sorry. Every breath you take and every move you make lizard. 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 I'll be watching lizard. Lizard. Every single lizard. And every lizard you lizard. Every lizard you lizard. Every lizard you stay. I'll be lizard you. Oh, can't you see? Jesus Christ, you belong to me. It's a dinosaur. Rawr.
A dinosaur.
It's a dinosaur.
A dinosaur. A dinosaur.
A dinosaur.
A dinosaur. It's a dinosaur.
It's a dinosaur. Rawr. Wouldn't it be scary if its eye just moved all of a sudden, looking directly at you? I died from.
Hello? Is that Puddles?
Alright, that's the last thing that.
No, no! I'm sorry.
That's one of the reasons why I love to jump. Upgrade.
Hang your head in shame, Sid.
That was great.
I can hear you, Rock.
It's the one. You're welcome.
Cheers. Cheers. All right, up
Cheers.
next.
There were 3 little piggies. And they were so dirty. They rolled in mud constantly. They liked it very much. How the mud covered them. Covered up all of them. They were so dirty. So dirty. I could, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Thank you, thank you.
You couldn't tell that you haven't been singing that in years because fuck, that was amazing.
It was beautiful.
Beautiful indeed.
Not as beautiful as Taz, but beautiful
Oh.
nonetheless.
I'll allow it.
Jesus. Oh my lord.
To bust that ass on that Twitch Prime sub, alright? Or I'ma personally find yourself and do a backflip on your backyard. Peace
Oh my
out.
god. Oh my god, he hung up, guys. You heard Spirit. You heard Spirit. Yeah. You better sub with Amazon Prime, or else he's gonna do a
Hi, people up the
backflip
stream up there.
in your
Welcome in, welcome
backyard
in.
or on your.
Welcome in. Is this gonna? I think
instructions
if I switch
unclear,
scenes,
but
it's gonna fuck up. But you know
what I
what?
did hear
It's
was that
okay.
You need.
It's okay. We get 2 backgrounds. Hi, everybody, and welcome in to this special edition. Not really special edition. Mental Monday. We are. I have subjects that I talk about on Mental Mondays, and then we close the chapter with interviews or a sit-down conversation with whomever decides that me. And I have my guest here staring directly into the camera at me. But this subject, we went around like people pleasing, recovering, attachment styles, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna dive back into that at some point again. But tonight's guest here, we have Puddlebutts, and we dove into the whole people pleasing aspect. And if you haven't been here for the last few Mental Mondays, that's okay, because I'm pretty sure you're also gonna relate to the conversations that Puddlebutts and I are gonna have tonight. So let me first give Puddlebutts a shout out here. If you don't follow Puddlebutts, please go and do so. And I genuinely, let me switch scenes so you can see her beautiful face here. Here we go. Oh, my shout out is right in front of her face. There we go. Well, a delayed beautiful.
That was a much better picture.
But no, we're gonna dive into what we've kind of learned throughout the entire thing. I have some segments that are gonna be here every single time I do this, and tomorrow we're also gonna have a different interview with another streamer as well. So, to introduce Puddle Butts, we're gonna have the segment of Who Are You, which is something that's gonna be here every time. So if and she's like, huh. So I'm
Who the hell am I?
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people, they start diving in. So what do you do and who are you? They start diving in what they do and such, right? But I'm gonna ask you 3 questions, or actually 4. So what are 3 things that your friends would say about you?
3 things that my friends would say about me. Considering majority of my friends, like real IRL friends, are old. That I have too much energy. Way too much energy. Outside of home. At home, I'm a blob. Yeah. Let's see here. Second is I love food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a hardcore foodie. And one of the other things that they notate more than anything is how much I love to write.
To write. Okay.
That's what they would recognize about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are 3 things your parents would say about you?
Who's what? I gotta go. God. Okay, parents. Let's see here. To
Don't
go
think the
dark or not
negative-
go dark.
Don't
Yeah,
think the negative
so, like-
things, think the positive things, right? Like if they were to talk to you about you to a stranger, what would they highlight about you?
I love food. I think one of the things I did hear them say was my ability to get into anything, whether it was like helping people or a new hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So how easily adapted I am towards things.
And if I look down, it's because I'm taking notes.
You're good. I just figured you were trying to sniff your microphone or something,
Yeah. That was 2 things?
Yeah. Oh.
See, that's why we take notes.
Third one, probably, I'm a jokester. I love making everybody laugh. I was the goofball. I was considered the Jan Brady of the family, so the Jan Brady had to stand out by making jokes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What are 3 things your partner would say about you?
I am persistent. I'm definitely passionate, and I'm probably his biggest pain in the ass. Aside from his mother.
Okay. Okay. Do you relate to any of these personally?
Yeah, I am the biggest pain in the ass. No, I'm extremely persistent. I do crack a lot of jokes. I like to make people laugh more than anything. So, which is why I take the fields that I do. Because I like seeing people happy more than I like seeing people down.
Yeah.
I'll go out of my way to look like a blithering idiot just to make them happy. So, yeah. I do adapt. I am a Pisces. I do believe that Pisces are adaptable creatures.
We go.
It's how we
flow,
strive.
Right? Yeah, water flow.
Yeah, we strive with the flow. We go with the flow. So, I am I adapt to all, my surroundings. I'm like a rat rats adapt to their surroundings. You know, if you put me in a shitty situation, I'm probably going to turn into a shitty person. If you put me, you know, I learned how to adapt to it and look for certain things, how to get out of it. Or if I'm in a positive, enthusiastic environment, then you're going to get a lot of chaos, but good chaos.
Yeah, exactly. The adaptability, right? So, well, the most important part is that we kind of relate to what people say about us, right? And especially the positive sides of us, the highlighted version, right? Which is usually what friends, parents, and a partner would say. And if like, I took notes that your partner definitely says a lot of different things about you than your parents and your friends would. What your partner would have to say is more in depth, right? Emotionally, versus what your friends or your parents like would say in your own words, because your friends and your parents, it was kind of like superficial, right? With too much energy and foodie and love to write and the jokester and such. Which personally, I think it should be that way, because that is how we differ what our partner is compared to friends and family, right? So yeah, that was the 3 things about Ms. Puddlebutts, and welcome to the tree trunk, as we call it here. I tried to make it cozy for you. I put some pillows and some lights and yeah. So
I have a squishy somewhere.
Yeah.
Squishy. I'm gonna get more comfy.
Right. We got Luca. We're good. We're ready.
Yeah, we're ready. Oh God, that's the big turtle.
He's so big eye and he's so cute.
So I've always said that it's really important to me that people are comfortable. During...
Let me take my pants off.
Well, if you're going to show yourself from here on out, it's okay by me. But no, comfortability.
Can you hear my dog
first.
back there? I'm sorry.
It's whatever.
Okay.
Comfortability is the number one thing. And I even asked you, hey, do you want to read the questions beforehand? So you know what you get yourself into. And you're like, no, it's okay. I was like, sure. So yeah, so we have the introduction of who you are. And if you guys haven't followed Puddlebutts, the shout out is still in the chat, so go give her a follow. She gets into a lot of different shenanigans over on her stream. But tonight we're going to discuss people pleasing, recovery, and also attachment styles. So yeah. We're just going to dive into the questions here. Like, do you relate to people pleasing?
Oh, more than I want to.
Yeah.
Way more than I want to.
I think everybody does to some degree, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think the level of people pleasing that you witness from certain people can really open your eye on what they've gone through in their life.
Yeah.
So, but yes, yeah. I am a huge people pleaser, and it's one of my biggest downfalls. It's what gets me hurt the most, probably.
Yeah. And that is also what people don't realize, is that people pleasing, as much as it could be saying yes to something you really want to say no to, there's more to it. It's avoiding conflict, right? It goes deeper than that. So how does it show an effect in your daily life?
If you would have asked me that 4 years ago, I would have said that that's all I did in my life was people please. I lived for the pleasure of other people, I guess. I lived for the acknowledgement. I lived for, their approval. Like I sought it out so much, and I realized how much of a different person I am each time, and how much of a different person I become each time. And nowadays, I still fall back into the general people pleasing toward, like, when it comes to work, I want to show that I am more than my size. So the people pleasing kicks in. But when I when I think about it, it's like, okay, I am a great employee. I'm a great worker. I don't need to be this way. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, regardless of what they say, what other people say. I'm not going to please everybody, you know. But in relationship wise, whenever we have a quarrel, or if I need some form of validation, I'll kind of fall back into that sense of like, okay, what can I risk from myself? What can I take from myself and give away or jeopardize just so that way I can make him happy? You know, and then being the overthinker that I am, I'll process every single scenario and every single outcome that may come that doesn't even exist yet, but, you know, what I may think would happen, and try to come up with a plan on how to fix things. So the people pleasing and the fixing comes in hand for me.
Yeah.
So still to this day, like, I don't know, I think it causes me to shut down, in which I don't mean to, but I do. So, you know, I'll be like,
contradicting.
Yeah.
Of, I don't want to be a problem, so I'm just going to be quiet, right?
Yeah. And I will just do as you want me to, just so then that way I can still be here if you want me to be.
Yeah.
You know, instead of taking ownership of myself, like, motherfucker, you don't want this, then you don't want this. I am a great person. I'm strong. I'm loyal. And because of the fact that I'm a people pleaser and I want you happy, it would be a shame to lose this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like recognizing the value in yourself as well.
Exactly.
It's not objectified, but it's, you know, something that should be noted entirely.
That is also one of the first steps in recovering from people pleasing, is noticing your own value, right? It doesn't fix everything, because people pleasing is a subconscious pattern. But it does really help a lot when you know that you deserve better than to neglect yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. I've learned a lot from myself from not neglecting myself.
Yeah.
Like, I realized the person that I am, when I take another person's feelings and what they desire and need out of the equation and put mine first, I realize how much stronger I am.
Yeah. Exactly. Do you have, if you're comfortable with it, a real life example of when you put yourself first in a people pleasing scenario?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
Wait, which one do you want to hear?
There's a lot. There's a lot. It's because a lot of times, I mean, you know this only because you and I talk, but a lot of people don't know, aside from the joking and, you know, trying to be there for my friends and, you know, trying to help people, I just want to be recognized as somebody who cared and helped people and loved people.
Yeah.
But in my past, it wasn't always like that. It was a lot of abuse. It was a lot of negativity. So I think one of the main times was that I put myself first was I grew up with a lot of sexual abuse, and my mother wouldn't let us report it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know. So for many, many years, I lived with it secret, and it ate up who I was inside. And it kind of even defined me at one point in time, to where it was this just quiet, shy person who didn't talk, you know, unless spoken to. I was afraid of authority. I was afraid of getting pulled into an office to get talked to, you know, anything. But there was a website called the Wings Foundation, and they're a big charity for childhood sexual abuse survivors.
Yeah.
And I'd never taken a step into that. And I went against everything my mother had wanted me to do, and I reached out to them.
Yeah.
So, but I, you know, growing up with the abuse that she would give us, I always wanted to get her approval for everything. I always wanted to be, you know, someone that she cared for and loved. So I had always sought the approval. I would do everything and anything for her. You know, I would fight for her affection. And that made me become another person entirely just to be her carpet.
Yeah.
You know, to be the rug that she stepped on and used. So when I decided it was scary to be able to come out and talk to somebody about this, you know, and from that moment on, I decided that this is wrong. Me hiding this this person who has been so put down and abused and hidden, you know, all of this shit had happened to me and I have to hide it and can't say anything, but it's eating at me and eating at me. Fuck her. You know, stop pleasing her and please myself and let it out. So now I'm very verbal about my childhood abuse. I'm extremely open about it. I believe that it's too much of a taboo conversation for people to have, and I don't feel like it should be taboo because it is a pandemic.
And exactly.
It's happening way more than it should. And because of people like my mother who would rather be seen as the, you know, materials that she has instead of, you know, being there for her children and reporting it, you know, and having us be, you know, raised to where we couldn't say anything. I decided against that and to stop pleasing all of those people who want me to not talk about it and please myself by getting it out there. Like, yes, this is what's happened to me, but look at who I am. Look at how I am. And I've been told, people have told me that by talking to me and seeing how I am in public, you would never be able to tell that I was abused in such manners. You know, that you would never be able to tell I've had such a bad upbringing because I don't let it define who I am. And, you know, it's there. If you want to talk about it, it's relatable.
Yeah.
You know, I will bring it up and I will talk to you about it and I will tell you how I've gone through it. I will share my experiences with no problem, you know.
Yeah.
But the pleasing mother on trying to keep it away and hidden has gone in out the door. And that's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Yeah. So do you believe that you yourself are solely responsible for your own like mental health and mental well-being with the story you just told? Like you kind of have to take that step, right?
Yeah. I mean, it does help when you have support, when you have people telling you, no, honey, that was wrong. All that shit that happened to you in your life was wrong. You couldn't talk about it, or why couldn't, you know, compared to people who put you down like, you know, oh, why didn't you call the police? I would have called the police, you know. You don't know people's situations. But yeah, to be able to sit there and take charge of your own mentality and be like, fuck all these people. And, you know, yeah, it's empowering. I do feel powerful because of it. I do feel like I'm a little bit more control. I'm in more control of how I feel when it comes to it.
Yeah.
I'm still angry about it. You know, I'm angry that it happens and I feel powerless to stopping it. But I feel like the more that I do talk about it and I'm more open about it, the more people will understand that it's okay to be open
Also-
about it. So then that way we can let other people understand that they're not alone.
Exactly. Because the more open you are about your own experiences, the less taboo it becomes. And sometimes I've always said all it takes is one conversation to save a life.
Yep.
And if me expressing what I've been going through and how I have like the steps and measures I've made and decision I've made on my own behalf can help another person, that's one more person, right? So,
and the thing is, like, these steps take time. It's not something that happens overnight.
No.
You know, like leaving it, deciding to stop pleasing a narcissist, you know, deciding to leave that situation, you know, taking power of your life. It takes time.
It does.
Yeah.
And
it does. It's not like, oh, why didn't you just leave?
It takes walking through that fear, right? Sometimes you have to do it afraid. And that is also like to become that kind of self-aware that you have to do these things in order to better your future. You don't get that instant gratification from it. It is something that trickles in through the years, right? Like, how does your self-awareness show, and how did you learn to become more self-aware, like with what you need to do for yourself?
I think spending my ex-husband was a hardcore narcissist. And with narcissism, with narcissism comes loss of control. So you have no control over yourself whatsoever, your decision making, your surroundings, anything. So I think I became aware when I loaded the dishwasher wrong.
Oh.
I
terrible.
loaded it wrong, and then I didn't load the dishwasher properly on the top shelf.
It's the smallest
And
things,
unloading
isn't
it, girl. I will tell you how much I don't. He can go back to doing laundry. That part I don't miss doing. I don't miss doing laundry, but that's how much control he had over my life. I didn't do laundry right, apparently. I guess. So, can someone please tell me I don't do laundry right again, please? Someone take it from me. I don't want to do it anymore. I think at that moment when he was degrading me and having a talk onto how important it is to put away the cups and put the bowls correctly on the top shelf of the dishwasher, how important that was. And I think at that moment I realized, like, this is my life. This has been my life for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Why do I want this? Like, why, so I started taking steps and noticing, like, I started writing a journal, noticing all these small things that I did not control in my life, from the things that I wore, the underwear that I wore,
Yeah. It really goes that far.
It was that far. The things that I wanted to do on my birthday, from movies that I wanted to watch, nowadays, Nick will ask me, how do you feel about this movie? I'm like, I hate it. I've seen it so many times because I had no choice, and I feel bad because he wants to watch it with me. And, the people pleaser in me is like, I mean, I shouldn't pay it on him, but at the same time, like, fuck these guys.
Yeah.
So I think keeping the journal and realizing all of the things that I had no control over, which were big and small things in my life, it made me realize this is not what I want.
Yeah.
This is not who I am. This is not who I choose to be. I know what I want to die being known as, and there was times when I felt like that there wouldn't be a way out because I didn't have family, really, my mom being who she was, my dad being distant. So I didn't really have anybody. So the fear, recognizing the fear of having to start over on my own was extremely hard. But being able to recognize it was the big step. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle with it, is being able to recognize it.
Yeah. Yeah, because like one thing that I've said throughout this entire like series is that self-awareness brings self-betterment. You can't change anything without becoming aware that a change needs to happen, right? And sometimes we're kind of forced into that awareness, like whether it be through a narcissistic ex, and you're sat there being like, this is my life and I'm being questioned with everything, right? And do I want to live that way? Like, do I want to be a puppet, right? Or it could be a like I usually say that awareness comes from a need of change, and a need of change comes from compression or depression, right? That sometimes we have to go so far out and become so pressed in order for us to make the right decision for ourselves, right? And so one of the self-awareness traits that often shows are compassion and patience and love for oneself, not from everybody else, but for oneself. How did you learn to show compassion and patience and love for yourself? Oh, you're not coming through. Your mic is...
As muted.
Oh, There you go.
Just trying to teach you how to lip read. No, I'm kidding. Zapatos elefantes. Elephant shoes.
Elephant shoe.
Elephant shoes. I love that so much. I think it was realizing I shouldn't beat myself up over. I don't want to say wasting time because it's I knew I couldn't get that time back.
Yeah.
But not being angry by not recognizing it soon enough.
Yeah.
You know, because people will question you all the time, like, well, why didn't you just leave? You know, why did you stay with them for all those years? And it's like, honey, it takes about 6 years, 5 years to get out of this shit and start over. You know, what are you going to do? So it was, yeah, that's how I grew into caring more for myself as a person. You know, trying to fulfill my own wants, needs, and desires and loving myself first.
Yeah.
Is not being so angry with myself.
Exactly. That is.
And that's hard.
Like on a personal note, like when I'm also a victim of sexual abuse. And I treated that as the norm up until I was like in my teens. And it was really only when I turned 30 years old that I reclaimed myself again, and I started to be compassionate and patient and let go of that anger that I had for myself for treating myself and allowing myself to be treated that way. And it takes a good while, especially like to truly do it. Because one thing you can say that, yeah, I love myself, but would you choose yourself in any regard, right? And to get to that point in my 30s where I was like, I'm reclaiming me because I've spent so many years not knowing who I am and putting other titles first. That was an eye opener, and you kind of have to learn to reparent yourself, right? And whenever you kind of spiral, because spiraling happens, guys, no matter who you are, it happens. And sit there in those moments, and like I said on my last stream, the things that you tantrumed about at 3 years old, you still tantrum as an adult. It's just different subjects that you're tantruming about, right? So just because you don't feel some type of way about someone taking the last cookie and you wanted it today doesn't mean that you don't feel some type of way about someone disrespecting you, right? And to learn to have compassion and patience in those moments where they might feel a little bit petty. But that is where it starts, right? It's those steps of self-awareness. So okay, what story, mistake, or old belief from your past has significantly shaped who you are today?
What story?
Yeah, like it could be your own personal, like you just said that you going and talking to people about your sexual abuse. Even though you've always been told that you shouldn't, that could be that kind of story that kind of shaped the person you are today, right? It could also be something in your life that is still there.
You know, what's crazy is like the sexual abuse part. I think even now, I mean, I'm 41 now. And all those years, like how you grew up with it, I grew up not knowing it was wrong.
Yeah.
Same. It was normal for, it was normal for, you know, sexual abuse to happen to me. That's how, it was so normal that I didn't know it was wrong. I expected it from every man my mother had gone with.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
to the point where you kind of go look for it as well, right?
No, I never really looked for it because I was young and didn't really understand like affection. It's just when it happened, it was just something that happened, like having dinner.
Yeah,
you know, it was so normalized, you know. But But the thing that changes me the most was my closure.
Yeah.
The closure that I had gotten, which was none.
Yeah. And that is
You know,
majority of the
and
time, right?
yeah, I mean, that's what kind of shaped me as this person who, okay, if this is going to be her answer, then I know out of the two of us human beings, I am the better person.
Yeah.
You know, and that can be petty, yes. Like I'm comparing myself and yet I'm the better person. You know, it's more than that for me. I've spent all my life trying to please this bad person, trying to be her favorite kid, you know, because I wasn't even close. You know, I was the only child she beat on, you know, emotionally, physically, you know, everything, because she hated my father the most. You know, I think when I did ask her, like, why she allowed this to happen, because I know she knew it was going on. And I told her that, you know, you knew as a sexual abused person yourself, you could put these situations together. You left me in the trust of these men so you wouldn't have to work or do anything. So you basically gave me to them.
Yeah.
And yet you're angry at me for it, that they chose me over you. Yet you stayed and allowed it.
Yeah.
You know? So I, you know, coming out and asking her why did you allow this, you know, and that closure of her words being, what did you expect? Did you expect me to be unhappy all these years? Do you just want me to be unhappy? You know, and I think from hearing those words from her at that moment, I knew in my life, no matter what, because of the person that I am and the person that I was becoming, learning more about myself, and my strengths and the journeys that I've, you know, the situations I put myself purposely through.
Yeah.
Even then I knew no matter what I did wrong, I knew it would never overshadow what she had done.
Yeah.
I would never be as low a person as she. And that alone, because I was seeking her approval so much, it made me feel good. Like, I don't need your approval in this life. You are a shit human. You are a terrible person. You are the worst mother I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
You know, and all these years I have been struggling to please you, to be there, to be your number one, to be someone you can rely on. Instead, I've always been the better person. And I don't need you to tell me this. I don't need you to show me that I am, you know? So I think that alone has helped me realize. Yeah, that alone has helped me realize it. I don't know if I answered your question.
To some degree.
I
you
went on
did,
a tangent.
Yeah. No, you already answered it prior, so but yeah. When you feel aside from yourself, what are the techniques do you use to align yourself again?
I take time for myself.
Mhm.
I step back and I realize I need a moment and I deserve a moment.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I'd never gotten before. If I wanted something for myself, it was looked down on.
Yeah.
So being able to be like, I'm going to go and sit in my corner and read. And if I fall asleep there, I'm going to fucking fall asleep there. At least I'll wake up refreshed and maybe even in a better mood.
Yeah. A reset.
You know,
a hard reset.
Yeah, a hard reset. Yeah, power down, baby. Yeah, it's taking time for myself, allowing time for myself, and not feeling guilty about it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big one. That is a big one. And especially when it comes to people pleasing, we have a tendency to feel guilty when we do something for ourselves, right? So it's very, very important to have that inner, and you're not schizophrenic for having inner monologues or inner conversations with yourself, guys. You aren't. It's very common. And to
expert
have
advice.
like to have that conversation with yourself of being like, you do not need to feel guilty for not choosing to overwork yourself, right? Because someone else put a standard in your head of that is how it's going to be. And like you said, taking time for yourself, sitting down, reading. If you fall asleep, you fall asleep. Like, it's so important when you feel beside yourself that you find that thing that makes you come together again. Like for me, it's singing. Like I will sing my heart out when I feel like a little bit aside from myself, and I will sing all those soppy sad fucking songs that I want to sing that I like, it's things like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's so important to have those tools, because if you don't have them and you haven't found them yet, there's plenty of resources out there. The internet is vast and wide, guys. So like look up like tools to align yourself with, like find hobbies that make you feel calm. The whole like the goal that you want to go for is just calmness, stillness within yourself. And for a person with ADHD, and I know Putz has ADHD too, we're never calm in our minds.
No.
But the calmness in it is it's the somatic process of calming your body down, right? And you feel calm. Your mind might still race, but it's not racing on negativity. It's racing on a song that you heard on the radio 5 minutes ago, or like a game. Oh, I want to play this game. Or oh, I just realized that this person still exists. Let me go DM them when I'm done with this, right? That kind of calm. Because ADHD, a lot of people have asked me, like, what does calm look for an ADHD person? Well, calm in your mind looks like no negativity. And you can get that if you allow yourself it, right? So what is one personal truth you recently made peace with that became a strength for you?
100%. And I can't please everybody.
Exactly. Exactly.
I struggled for that with years. I struggled with that for years. You see how I switched the words there? Oh my goodness. I struggled for that with years.
Yes. I understand. I stand under. Wait, what?
I stand under. Oh my God. My English is getting so bad. Yeah. That I can't please everybody. Like, no matter what I do to please this person, it's always going to be make someone else unhappy.
Yeah.
Or my choices, so I don't care.
And that goes into something we actually had on one of the episodes. It's the let them theory. Let them be mad about your decision. It's not their life, right? You can't please everybody. So
nope.
Yeah. That is a really, really good, like, especially for a people pleaser, a good truth to have, that I can't please everybody. I will eventually hurt someone. And that is a them problem. It really is.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not intentionally going out of your way to hurt them, right?
That's not how we are. That's not
how
the
we are.
people that we are. We don't mean to just, hurt people, and because we want to people please so much, and that guilt sets in when we want to speak up and say something against how someone is making us feel.
Yeah.
I mean, as a streamer, for example, okay, your job is not only entertaining or to try to entertain people, to be a pleaser, to get people to come and watch, and like the content. But at the same time, you don't want to lose yourself.
Exactly.
So being able to say what you want to say and do what you want to do in your streams, but still, I mean, there's a boundary that you can take, that you can have to where, the population that you're the community that you're talking to. So you kind of know what to stray away from.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that you're not pleasing other people who don't give a shit about what you say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I guess I want to say, like, it's making yourself classy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By holding a boundary as far as you're like, okay, I'm not going to allow someone to make me feel this way, but I'm not going to allow them to make this person feel a certain way either in my own streams, which can be overwhelming. Because now you're not only trying to please yourself, but you're trying to please people that you don't physically know.
Yeah.
So when you let go of the people who are like, oh, well, they made me feel this type of way, you need to take care of this, and when I just want to say, like, you step into the realm of like, okay, this population of people are more sensitive. You know, I'm going to side with them and say, no, you're not going to talk to these types of people and say the shit that you want to say to negatively impact these people, but you feel guilty for not pleasing this side. You know, so as a streamer, you're pulled in all these different ways.
Yeah.
And then you feel guilty at the end of the day. Like, did I handle that well?
Yeah.
You know, was I still a good person there? Like, would they still find me as a good person?
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard.
It is.
To
It's
not
hard navigating.
everywhere you go, you're pushed in a position to have to please people.
Yeah.
You know, and you can either fully succumb to where like, I don't give a fuck what people say and look like, you know, push boundaries.
I'm Switzerland, right?
Yeah, you know, or, you know, still remain human.
Yeah.
Just remain intact as a human and still have some compassion for people while not losing the I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like, especially in the streaming world, there are some that said unspoken no-nos and that said unspoken yeses, right? And then there are those in between that think that they can kind of blur the lines of what a public place should look like. And I'm the kind of person, if you would say this out and about with an audience around you, do it in your own space, but don't do it in mine, because in mine it's a safe space for everybody, right? And that is, as you said, it can be hard, because is that actually people pleasing for a certain set group, or is it just me setting a boundary in my space, right? What is that, and what does that look like? And the way that I view is that my space, my rules, your space, your rules. And if you're going to come into my space with your rules and blur the lines, think you can blur the lines, that's a no-no, right? So
it's the same with gaming too. Not even just, you know, not even just streaming, but it's the same with gaming as well. You know, someone joins you for a game and they're, you know, being how they're being, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't always make it acceptable, but do you put up with it because you don't want to hurt their feelings? Do you want to just put yours aside and please them so they can be who they are? You know, it's hard. There's no black or white.
And also, if you are a recovering people pleaser, it can be really hard to put that foot down, right? Like I have seen that when it comes to my stream, I have an easier time putting my foot down with people than I have privately. I don't know, do you have that too? Because it's public. I don't know if it makes sense, but it's easier for me to stand in that strength and be like, you can't do this here, right? Publicly on my stream than it is privately. And I don't know why, because I'm the same fucking person. I think it's because privately, the people that I surround myself they're close, right? Whereas on stream, I have that kind of distance. So I'm like, I don't need to be like responsible for how you feel, because you can just turn off my stream. Privately, if you turn off my stream, that means you walk away. And
I will cut you.
And my abandonment issues are like, no.
Yeah.
So it's that, like, for me, it's easier when I can just well go turn on a different stream if you don't like what you see, right? But privately, I'm like, don't go, don't
fucking leave me. And then you go into overthinking, and then you start thinking of, okay, what can I sacrifice to please this person so they don't leave and abandon me, and I don't feel like I have to start all over again, and the fear of it all. Yeah.
So I find it easier.
How
on
dare
my
I
stream.
want something?
Yeah, exactly. I find it easier on my stream than I do privately, because the people I associate with privately actually means a lot to me. Not that my viewers and people in my chat doesn't mean anything to me, but I guess it's kind of like a persona thing that on stream I'm Mama Taz, right? I'm supposed to kind of correct if something goes wrong. Whereas in private, I'm just I was hurt by what you said earlier. Right? Like it's and I'm like, don't hurt me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny to see those two different contrasts, right?
Yeah.
Even though I'm the same
It's
person offline as online, it's so weird.
but when it's like you said, when it means more, not saying that streaming and the people that you meet online means less, you know, but this is something that you can grasp fully in your hands. It's real, you know. I think when it comes to saying how I feel on stream now is Nick's fault.
Yeah.
Because I hear him how he talks to people online, and his mentality is these people aren't going to act this way in front of you. You know, they will act tough. They will say what they want to say online on the computer, you know, but put them in front of your face. You know how you are.
Say it to your face.
They will not, you know, the moment you step to the plate, they won't.
Exactly.
You know,
and
I
speaking
think
on that, we're gonna have an ad break here in 1 minute. I didn't want to interrupt you,
You're
but
good.
I did anyway. We're gonna have an ad break. We're gonna switch over to some clips from the stream, and then I think we're gonna dive into more about that. People don't want to say it to your face conversation, because that's kind of interesting. Be right back, guys. Enjoy the clips. So I've used this example in my own relationship a lot, that we are two radios, two old-time radios, and I'm at a frequency and you're at a frequency, and we try to communicate to each other, but there's this static. We have to kind of fine-tune our little radio stations so our frequency match and we can communicate better and more openly. And conflict does that. Conflict makes you fine-tune. And when you get that perspective onto it, conflict is not scary. Conflict opens up the door for more connection, which it should, right?
I love you guys. Love you too, Taz.
I love you too.
Have a good night. Say good night, Taz, for at least for my stream.
Good night, Tess.
All right. Bye, guys. Save early, save often. I love you.
I love you too. No, everybody can hear over on my end here how you smooth talk me after your stream every time. Huh? You wanna fuck?
No, the ringing came from the high-pitched squeal. I think she's excited. I don't know. I just want to say hi and
I
say
have to do
later,
the
guys.
kiss wave. I'm sorry, I have to. I need to stop. Okay. Yeah. Call me a good boy, and I'm like, oh, you're such a good boy, and they're like, right? And
But Taz,
so fucking,
you're such a good girl.
You got a point. You've got a point there.
Yeah, I'm gonna sing. That's what I'm do. Fuck.
Good girl.
You're gonna what?
Stop it. That was weird.
Remember? Where we go, remember?
Okay, I like buttons.
Oh, you like buttons too? You want to see a button I have?
Suck my fucking dick. How about that?
I didn't maybe.
If you just, all you have to do is legitimately level your head, keep it straight, open up here, and you're good. And a lot of people.
You killed me not once, twice, twice.
It's so wrong. I can't. Yes, you can go buy a blue shirt. You've been a very good boy.
You, Mom.
Not mommy dearest, right, Fuds? A little pastry. Hi,
gibberish.
people. You've been missed.
Yeah, boy.
Hi.
You're looking nice
I'm
tonight,
British, bruh.
Hi, peeps.
You're looking purdy tonight.
Oh, thank y'all.
Gorgeous.
Oh my god. Your profile pictures are amazing to look at, too.
So did he. He's just gonna go through the pallet.
Are you okay from the crash landing? Do you need world medical care? We have nuts and soft tails.
At least one person here has nuts. What?
I will be tame. I will not get you.
Why? It's so boring. I have to go by visual. I hope people saw that. I hope people fucking saw that. Did somebody please tell me you fucking saw that? Because that was sexy.
Fucking doors.
Oh, he needs.
I don't want. No.
Dex should have led.
What does the horse say? Hey.
The gay horse.
Hey. We spent too much time together. I swear to God. That was straight out of a horror movie, man.
Aww. Aww. I can't deal with it anymore.
My diabetes, man.
I got diabetes. It's like fucking dysfunctional.
Trophy collection complete.
Wait, what did he say?
Trophy collection complete. Wow.
What a laugh.
Oh. You sound so weird. Hey, love doctor, give us the magic words. They go ooh ee, ooh ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang bang. Ooh ee, ooh ah, ting tang, walla walla bang bang.
Oh, Beardy got a clip. I gotta see this clip.
Whoops.
It was her reaction more than anything after it happened. It was so
you did like a hard 90-degree angle.
It's a love-hate relationship, Bacon.
so funny.
Oh, hey, Bacon.
Hi, Bacon. Oh my God, that was so funny. I'm not even mad that I ran out of time. That was so funny. Okay. Put a parent on the top of the bed. Are you listening?
What?
There's a parent on the top of the bed. What's there?
Okay.
That means anything.
I'm sorry.
Just face it, you're sexy, okay? That's what she's trying to tell you.
What the fuck was that?
It was Ranza saying she wanted dip for balls in it. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. No, dude.
Hit me with your best shot.
Hit me with your best shot. We're gonna go back into it, guys. With all of the questions. 117 questions for Puddles. No.
Yay, we got through 3.
Before the break, we went on with the whole saying it to like that it's easier online to put your foot down than it is privately, right? And it's taken me a lot of years to be able to stand up for myself privately. I'm not nobody should be perfect at it because that just means you're shutting people out instead of letting people in, right? But it's that whole concept of, I think that is also the perspective that I have on it, that I'm easier at it publicly on my stream than I am offline, right? Because I know that people wouldn't be saying these things to my face if they were standing in front of me. And that is all. I don't know if you do this as well. I privately and publicly, I treat
every conversation, whether or not it's online or if it's over text or what it is, as in my mind, in my subconscious, as if they were right in front of me, right? And I think that is also why it's easier for me to put my foot down, because I know that 9 times out of 10, if a troll comes into my chat, they wouldn't be saying this to my face, right? And if they would say that to my face, I would just turn around and walk away. And it's an interesting concept, also because there are a few things that's going on in my life privately at the moment that kind of solidifies that, where I have to kind of stand strong within myself and be like, no, this is just disrespect at this point, right? And I still have that urge to be like, oh, let me have a conversation with this person and hear them out. And then I'm like, logically, no, because who are you doing it for? They're still not going to give you, like, they still treated you with disrespect. So why would a conversation erase that, right? And that is the whole people pleasing aspect of, oh, I need to hear them out because there might be a reason for why they treated me that way. And then logically, I step into my like empowerment of being like, well, if they cared about you, they wouldn't treat you that way in the first place. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that was just when I said, when we went into the ad break, I was like, that's interesting because it kind of rings true to what is going on in my life privately right now. Right?
Yeah. And it's almost like a sense of closure. If you were to talk to them, you're chasing closure that will never come to you.
You will never get that. And that is also
Yeah.
another aspect of it. A lot of people pleasers will chase closure, right? Because they feel like we can fix it if we talk about it. And sometimes with certain people, you can't, because they showed you who they are, right? Through their actions. And that kind of revelation, I had that in my divorce, actually, because I kept wanting to chase that closure, not realizing that closure is not something you get, it's something you create yourself, right? And it comes with that acceptance of, well, that happened and it's not gonna change, right?
Not going to change the outcome, and it's not going to erase the past of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's hard to move on from, because you're still beating yourself up, like trying to take the blame. The people pleaser portion of yourself is like, I should have done this differently. I should have said something differently. I should have acted differently. What could I have done? And then feeling guilty about, okay, did I really wrong this person by not wanting this kind of behavior, by feeling I don't deserve this type of behavior and treatment? So then you beat yourself up about it, you know, and then you want to message them like, I'm sorry for my actions, even though you were wrong, you know, but the people pleaser in you doesn't want to say that they were wrong, because you still want that, you know, approval and acceptance from them, you know. And it's like, we're harvesting approval in some form of way, you know, like, I need you to like me how I am, even if I'm saying I don't like what you're doing to me. You know, I need you to say it's okay that I'm not accepting of how you're being an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like, I'm sorry for being this way, wanting to feel human, because right now that's not how you're making me feel.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, it's that you're hitting it right on the head with that whole, is that approval, because we've always been told to some degree, whether, like, it doesn't matter how your core wound looks like and what subconsciously you took on as your truth. It is that approval of, it is okay for me to feel that way, and you're seeking it from the completely wrong person that will never actually solidify that it is okay, right? So yeah,
That's honestly why I'd gotten into streaming.
Yeah.
With my marriage, you know, falling to shit because being married to a narcissist, you know, no matter what I did wouldn't please him. It wouldn't be good enough. So, and no matter how much approval I needed from him, I was never going to get it.
Yeah.
outside to the world, we were the perfect couple. People wanted to be like us. People were like, you guys are so perfect together.
Yeah.
Inside, he didn't know me.
No.
So I started streaming, and this whole world opened up to me of people who were like, you're funny, you're genuine, you're being this person that I can talk to, and it's things that I've never been able to actually openly say in my marriage because it was looked down on.
Yeah.
Oh, you're feeling this way. I'm sorry you're feeling this way. You control your own feelings. I have nothing to do with this. I didn't make you feel this way. You made yourself feel this way. So streaming is seeking out other people's approval to be accepted. It helped, and here I was in this world of trying to please people that I'd never physically met in my life before. So that's where, coming into these people who are talking down to you on stream and you feel like, oh, fuck, what did I do wrong? How did I upset this person? Come back, don't stop watching my streams. That one extra viewer is really going to help my mentality as a person because I need to please this one person that isn't liking what my actions are, So, but now, growing, what am I, almost 6 years into streaming, the 4 years that I've been here and learning about myself and learning that I don't need to please everybody and that these are people that I've never met. Some of them obviously I've met in person. Those are my favorite people. Not saying that people that I've never physically met, like I love, there's a big group of people that I love and respect and would do anything for. But the people who are so openly easy to tell me like, you're an asshole or, to mistreat me. It's like, okay, you would never say that to my face because if you did, you got to prepare for consequences, and I have Nick to thank for that because I never would have opened up to that reality. Like this is just a telephone tough guy, if you will.
Yeah.
Keyboard warrior, that it's so easy to say something online to somebody without facing the consequences of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
So the people pleasing has gone down. Like I want to please my community and I want to please my friends, and I still feel guilt when I tell my friends, how I feel. And I know I've hurt their feelings with it, but it's like, will my friend really take this personally if it wasn't truthful?
Yeah, exactly. And that is also the difference between like, I have friends that are willing to say to my face when I've done wrong. And even if like, because there's a difference between an online troll that is a keyboard warrior, and then there is a friend who is compassionate enough to tell you when you are not in the right? There's a big difference between the two. And I've always said I have this round table that I sit with my people at. And if the people are not willing to say to my face what they say behind my back, they can't sit with me, right? And if I found out that they're saying shit behind my back that they haven't said to my face, well, the door's closed next time we get together and sit together, right? And that, like, both you and I, we've streamed for so long that we can kind of see the difference, and also know the importance of when we need to put our foot down, not only for ourselves but also for our community, right? And that is important, and it's important to put the people pleasing aside, even though it can be hard to do privately. And know the difference, right? What unhealthy coping mechanisms have you replaced?
I've replaced shutting down completely with talking it through.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big one.
It is. Growing up, we weren't allowed to talk about anything because if we were wrong. And we'd have to defend ourselves. And even if you tried to defend yourself, you were beaten for it.
Yeah.
So we would shut down automatically, go numb. You would learn to suppress all emotion and feelings. Your pride, the person that you were would just shut down.
Yeah.
You were no longer human. You're just an object walking around a house. And now, if something is bothering me, I'll almost shut down to where I'll not want to talk about it. I'll become weird. Nick says you're being weird. That's his word for it. Like, you're not being you. And he'll, I'll I'll get up and I'll finally write it in my journal. I'll write down how I feel, no matter how nasty it is or how bad it is or, how great it is. I'll write about it.
Yeah.
And then after I write about it, I'll ponder every single way of wording it to where he would understand. So in that way I can explain it to him. This is how I'm feeling. This is what's making me want to shut down. This is what's making me be weird. I don't mean to be weird, but in this situation, this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So instead of shutting down and fully succumbing to it, I talk about it now, and I have to take steps. I take steps to do it.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. I used to.
It took a long time to get that way.
Yeah, it does, because it's a subconscious habit, right?
It's a defense mechanism.
It is. It is rewiring your core wound and your truth, right? That you don't have to do all of that. And it is exactly like being compassionate with yourself and showing yourself love to take those steps. Not only that, when other people are involved, like your partner, it is also a responsibility, right? To involve them. And like one of the coping mechanisms I used to have was like I used to be an addict. I used sex, I used drugs, I used alcohol, I used to be the fucking rock and roller, man, right?
I can see that.
I don't drown my sorrows in that anymore. Like I have a rule that I am not allowed to drink, because I still do drink now and again, but I don't drink when I'm sad. I don't drink when I'm overly happy or excited about something, because that gets me back into that whole roly-poly like mindset of the addiction, right? The addictive mindset of, okay, well, I'm sad, let me drink. Oh, well, I'm sad again today, let me drink. Right?
Nope. It's a revolving door.
Exactly. And another coping, like, I don't know whether or not it's a healthy coping mechanism, but I talk about everything. I don't leave a stone unturned. I am very open. I'm very transparent and very honest about how I feel in the moment and what I think. Because I'd much rather have that than other people questioning what is going on, right?
Yeah.
And I think that stems from the whole narcissistic thing of like being shut out a lot. So I don't allow that to happen. And if people can't take that from me, I'm like, well, that sucks, buddy, but that is who I am now, right?
Yeah.
I'd much rather overshare with the right people than not.
Oversharing. I didn't take that into account, but yeah, I do the same.
Yeah.
I overshare so much.
And it's funny because
it's that word vomit I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Just bleh.
Like I see the only way and place where oversharing can be a negative thing in my book is when you do it to a stranger who genuinely doesn't want to listen. But if they want to listen, it's not oversharing, it's just sharing, right? And a lot of the time, like, why do we have psychologists? Why do we have psychiatrists? Why do we have coaches? Why do we have therapists? It's so we can share our experiences with them and open up about it. To a stranger, I know they're taking your money for it, but like it's still to a stranger, who's never ever gonna run with it anywhere, right? And that is also why I've always said, like, there's no such thing as oversharing. It's only oversharing if the recipient of it didn't want it, right?
Yep.
And hi Saucy, and welcome back, Cool Whip.
Hi guys.
It's that whole concept of I've always
been like, if you have something on your heart that you want to talk about, talk away. Like it's only in my book oversharing if the person listening genuinely is like, this is too much, I can't deal with it, right? So yeah. Let's see, what else do we have here? What are 3 things you genuinely like about yourself?
About myself?
Mm.
3 things that I genuinely like about myself. I don't feel like I'm judgmental. I go into any new relationship or friendship or meet with a person being fully open-minded. If I grew up with the past that I did, who am I to judge other
Yeah.
people for their traumas, for their past traumas, you know? I genuinely like that I'm relatable. I've experienced so much in life that I feel like I can, you know, genuinely talk to or with other people about their experiences and not feel ashamed of my own. And it's a blessing and a curse, but I'm empathetic.
Mm. And I like that you
It's a
say that
blessing.
it's also a curse.
It
Because
is.
can
It's a
be, yeah.
blessing and a curse. Yeah. I have a bachelor's in science and psychology. I was actually going to be a psychologist.
Mm.
But because of my empathy and because I'm so sensitive, I cannot.
Yeah.
I tend to latch onto people that are hurting more than anything. I tend to default towards broken people.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm searching for ways to fix them, but I'm searching for ways to make them feel like they're not alone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are the main 3 things I like about myself.
That's good. And I can also tell that you value that. Like you put a lot of your like personality around it as well. And those are definitely good traits to stand by, right? It really is.
And just hoping that, like, if ever I pass or when I do pass, people will be able to say that I was those things.
Yeah.
You know, that I wasn't a monster, like, or she was just like her mother, or, you know, she was distant like her father, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly, you know. It's genuinely, I just want to be remembered as a good person. So recognizing those 3 things, you know, about myself that I do like about myself and trying to stay true to them. I'm hoping that that's what I will be remembered as.
Yeah. And I think that is also like people who have been through a lot of trauma, even people who have gone through like a near death experience at some point, we always have this perspective on what do I leave behind, right? Not necessarily like the materialistic things, but the memory of me. What is it that people are going to remember me by when I'm not here? And as you put it, like what is going to be said about me at my funeral, right? And I think a lot of people find that as a provocative thought process, where I'm like, I think of it as a very healthy thing to think about because it puts a responsibility on you to not 100% of the time, but at least a lot of times strive to be better, not only for you, but also for the people in your life that you leave behind, right? And if that is not growth, and if that is not striving to be better, it's that whole circling back to self-awareness will automatically bring you self-betterment, right? and having that thought process with like, what is the legacy that I leave behind, and not only in the physical form but in the emotional form, I think that's a healthy way to look at it. I genuinely do. Cool Whip, I would love to address chat, but during these sit downs with people, I am more so focused on the person in front of me in the chat with me than I am in chat. I do see your points and I do value you. No, don't apologize. Don't apologize.
We value.
I love the interaction. I really do. And you're more than
I'm
welcome
reading them.
to, but we will address it after our conversation here because this is kind of like an interview thing. Your chats don't go exactly. We will address it when the time is more fitting for it, just so we don't divert away from our conversation. So 3 things I like about myself is I think what I genuinely appreciate the most about myself is I'm the most honest person I know. I always say that. I am very transparent. I'm very honest, and I'm a verbal processor, but I'm like the adaptability that I have, right? I can sit here and I can have an opinion about something, and then another person comes in for the right and talks to me about it because I'm open to having conversations about it and I'm opening to change my mind, right? I think that adaptability and also the transparency and the honesty I genuinely really love about myself. And then I just love the way that I care deeply for people. Yeah, I think those are the 3 things that I genuinely like about myself. And I love
I
the fact
genuinely
that
like that about you too.
and I love the fact that none of us mentioned like something superficial. It was always like really deep, and that is also why you and I
because
click so well.
It's what makes us who we are in a way. And the fact that we can recognize it speaks volumes.
Exactly.
I think the coolest thing I ever got that helped me realize that the empathy is I worked in a hotel once. I was a hostess, and this lady came in. Her house had burnt down, so she had the insurance let her stay at the hotel.
Yeah.
And she's telling me about it, and I was just a host, but I started talking to her, and she'd come down every day for a meal, and I'd go and I'd greet her, talk to her, ask her how she's feeling. And to me, it was just normal conversation, just this person who's going through something. She lost her home, all her stuff, and I was trying to feel for her. Even though I'd not been in that position, I've lost things that meant something to me, but that was as far as it had gotten.
Yeah.
For my relatability. But for her to be able to talk about it meant a hell of a lot for someone to just sit there and listen, I guess. And I didn't realize the value of that until it had been about, 9 years later, I'd received a random letter from this person saying thank you.
Yeah.
And it was, I didn't remember it. I didn't remember who she was at the moment. But when she had mentioned the fire and that I had talked to her and things like that, that it stuck with her.
Yeah.
And from then on, I had held on to that letter and, all that time just sitting there thinking like my empathy and feeling for her and trying to comfort her within that time, it meant something. So that's still who I am and that's still what I do. But for it to actually be recognized, it made me feel good. Like I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Even after all those years, it still stuck with her. So I thought that was the coolest thing I'd ever received.
Yeah. That is cool. It really is cool. How do you feel about, those influencers that like record them going to McDonald's and ordering 100 cheeseburgers and handing them out to homeless people?
I'm hit or miss. I mean, at the end of the day, the outcome of it is still benefiting those who it's meant to benefit.
Yeah.
All around. One, the influencer is getting the notoriety that they want, that they're seeking.
Yeah.
But at the same time, those people are still getting fed.
Okay.
So it's like selfishness meets compassion. And if you think about it, the things that we do in reality are a bit egoistical. We do things because it makes us feel good. We want to help, somebody move because at the end of the day, it's going to make yourself feel good. You want to give this dollar to, or you want to give this money to this guy standing on the street corner because it makes you feel good at the end of the day. Whether what he ever does with it, that's on him. At the end of the day, you did something good and it made you feel good about yourself. It made you feel good. So in reality, yeah, the egoistical portion of life is going to happen no matter what. You're going to do things that make you feel good.
Yeah.
It's going to make you feel better about yourself. You know, when it comes to influencers, yeah, I'm 50-50. Yes, it's kind of selfish. You're doing it because you want the notoriety of it. But at the same time, these people are still getting what they're getting. They're getting fed. You know,
Yeah.
you're helping a population that at the moment can't help themselves.
Exactly.
So
it's a win lose
yeah.
lose kind. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like no, I kind of feel the same way because there was a debate around the whole like, oh, but you're shoving a camera up in people's faces at the most vulnerable time of their life, and I'm like, yeah, but they're also kind of helping them, right? So what is like, what is the problem? So
yeah,
like
the
that
general
is-
outcome of it, the whole situation is these people are still getting what they need.
Yeah.
And that's what the focus should be on, not on the influencer.
Exactly. So exactly. That is how I feel about it too, right? I keep getting I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to look into because I am being told that I'm way more quieter than you are. Oh god damn it. It's Windows continuously taking down
Oh wow,
my
you went really loud there.
right? And it's because
Hey.
Windows have this way of taking down my mic sound. So okay.
And my microphone is like way over here. It's like a foot and a half away.
So
There we go.
let me see. There we go. Hopefully it matches a bit more now. Okay. How have you grown in the last 3 years and how does it show?
How have I grown? I stand up for myself more than what I ever have.
Mm.
Nick will tell me, man up.
Yeah.
And I needed that. You know, I needed someone to tell me to, you know, man up, stand up for yourself, say what you want to say, get what you want to get. You know, and the people pleaser in me would feel guilty about it because I won't know. I want to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any better. You know,
Like for
I don't
me-
know what else to do.
For me, it's the
feel
decision
like-
fatigue, but that is also because I'm a single mother, right? Like I have to make all the decisions. But yeah, go
And
on.
yeah, I couldn't make any decisions when in my marriage. I couldn't. So now it's, you know, when he really is asking, what do you want to eat? I really have to decide
Yeah.
what I want to eat, even though stereotypically that's hard for us to do because we're indecisive. But, you know, it's like now I can be like, yesterday I was like, I want McDonald's. Do you want something? You know,
Yeah.
and he'll, you know, say something to me like, just because I don't want McDonald's doesn't mean you shouldn't eat. When in the past it'd be like, oh, you don't want anything from McDonald's? Okay, I'm not going to go get anything. I'm not going to go do this for myself.
Yeah.
So, and
I
now
still
it's like,
struggle
okay,
with that.
I don't anymore. And I had a huge support for that because I didn't know in my life that was an option. I had no clue that was an option that I can choose. Okay, you don't want this, then I'm going to sit here and crave it because you don't want it.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat myself up for it, you know? And now it's okay. It's okay to be this way. It's okay to, okay, you want Subway? I hate Subway. I want, you know, this instead. But if you want Subway, I'll, you know, go get Subway. So I think being able to stand up for myself and what I want now. What was the other part of the question?
And how does it show? Right?
How does
And-
it show?
And you said you've been around that, so yeah.
I'm
No, like-
way happier. Yeah. I feel
yeah,
tougher.
it's the matter of realizing that just choosing yourself is not egotistical and narcissistic, because you and I have both been in narcissistic relationships, right? To a point where, like, for my aspect, I could not stand in a grocery store and pick out pasta without calling him, because I did not want to get in trouble buying the wrong kind,
right?
Oh my God,
And
yes.
recovering from that, like I do remember one of the first times after my divorce where I went to the grocery store, I kind of sort of slightly panicked because I had to make decisions on my own and I didn't know how to do that. And then I found the strength to do it. And now I'm just in a relationship where I'm giving everything to my partner and I'm like, I don't want to make a decision anymore. I've been making decisions on my own for so long that I have this, but it's a healthy place. It's not like that whole, like if he says, hey, you want to play this game? And I'm like, nah, I don't really want to play it, right? I can still do that without there being consequences for it.
Yeah.
But it's that whole, what do you want to eat tonight? I'm like, I don't know. You choose because like it's that whole, it's the decision fatigue, right? That is being met rather. And for me to come this far and be like, I know I can choose. I have the ability to choose. I have like, I can make that decision. It means a lot. Like my personal, we've also talked about this, like my personal growth over the last 3 years, like a lot of like subconscious, patterns have been rewritten and they're continuously being rewritten. And it shows in the way that not only I carry myself, but also what I'm willing to take, right? From other people. But I think it's very important to reflect on these things so you see what has been going on, right?
Yeah. We've come a long way.
It comes all back to that whole self-awareness thing again, right?
We've come a long way.
And there's no shame in being proud of yourself either, because I know a lot of people will feel like shame around feeling proud about themselves, and especially people who have been involved with narcissists. It can feel shameful to sit there and be proud about yourself, even though you are with every right to feel that, right?
Oh yeah.
So
I get excited when I make a decision, and I don't feel guilty about it. You know. Yeah, I feel proud of myself for it, and that's something so minute to other people, but to me, it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal.
It is.
You know. And I like that I have support now that I didn't have before. You know, so that helps immensely. Otherwise, I wouldn't, you know, man up and how we man up and, you know.
I think that is also quite important. A lot of people are like, there has been this thing going on with, well, before you go into a relationship, you have to do this and this and this and heal certain aspects. And I'm like, that's fucking bullshit, because you cannot heal properly without being triggered. And you cannot get triggered and get that kind of validation and that foundation for a good, healthy, rewritten, like rewriting of your subconscious, like self, if you don't get triggered. And relationships are the catalyst of triggers. And to be in a relationship where you have someone that sees qualities in you, not falling in love and staying in love with the potential, but seeing qualities in you that you could adjust, right? And bringing that good out of you. I think that's important. And you can't get that without having relationships, whether it's friendships or romantic or what it is, but you can't have that, right? And then it also requires openness to receiving it, right?
And not feeling guilty about it.
Exactly. That, I think that is the biggest part of people pleasing, the guilt, right?
The guilt is huge. It's so huge.
Whenever you put yourself first, it is I did something wrong,
because
right?
it can make or break the outcome of what it does to you.
Exactly. So, but like in the whole bigger picture, people pleasing is that whole aspect of neglecting yourself so much, right? And the only loser in it is really you, but also the people surrounding you that wants to care for you the right way, right? So for example, like your partner teaching you to man up, right? From an outside perspective, if they didn't know you and your partner's relationship, it can be like, "Wait,
How dare
what?"
he say that? He's just a man telling you to man
Exactly.
up. What a
Exactly.
fucking word to say. But in reality, it's okay. The simplest thing would make me shut down.
Yeah.
It's, do you want to do this or not? You know, when it comes down to doing something, it's like, I don't know, do you want to?
Yeah.
Because that was always the following question of, do you want to do this?
Yeah.
You know, no, you don't, then no, I don't.
Yeah.
You know, when in reality, yes, I really want to. I want to go to this place, or I want to go to this restaurant, or I want to do this with you, you know. But if I say that because I know you don't want to do it, now if I say I want to, I'm going to feel bad about it, because now I feel like you're obligated. You're making an obligation to do this with me now,
Yeah.
instead of wanting to do it.
Exactly.
You know, so standing up for yourself, saying, I want to do this. Like you said, just going to McDonald's yesterday, like, but I'm going to go get McDonald's.
Yeah.
You want something? You know, and if you would have said, no, okay, no, you know, if you do, then cool. You know, I'm at that point to where it's like, I don't feel bad about it now. But before, I would shut down in the car.
Yeah.
I would say, no, I don't want it, because, you know, I won't tell him because he don't want it. In my heart, I know it's because, you know, I'm saying, no, I don't want to do this because you don't want to. So, but then I'm going to feel bad because, you know, I want to, and then it's awkward, and then I shut down, and then I don't talk about it, but I feel miserable.
Yeah.
You know, and then the overthinking brains kicks in and the what ifs play out, and it becomes this overacting scenario. You know, it gets blown out of proportion.
It
when
really
it
does.
shouldn't.
Exactly.
You know. So yeah, definitely come a long way from that.
Yeah. Like, I can take the example, like, we don't have to go into details of it, but you know the details. Like this morning for me, right? It's a perfect example of that. Like that whole and then spiraling and then being like, oh fuck, right?
Yeah.
And it's a perfect example of, like, a lot of people don't realize that people pleasers also put a lot of responsibility onto everybody else being okay so they can be okay.
It's
And
that adaptability.
exactly.
We adapt to every situation.
And subconsciously, that is the written truth, that you have to be okay in order for me to be okay. But it also is in an unfair, very unfair responsibility to put on another person's shoulders, because no person on this planet will be okay all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I am still very guilty of that. Holy fuck. Yeah. And it's not fair, but I'm come so far with my self-awareness that I recognize when I do it, and I have a stern chat with myself. And I'm like, this is not okay. You need to practice what the fuck you preach, right? And that is also why I will state that all of these, like, podcasts, I'm not a mental health professional. I used to study to become a therapist. I was a life coach, and I have had a lot of people under my belt in my life coaching times, but none of this is done from a professional standpoint. It's for entertainment, and it's also because I'm like, kind of like, monkey see, monkey do. This is what my interests are. Why not share it with the people who wants to listen, right?
Can relate, possibly relate.
Exactly. And I think it's important to reflect on your own personal growth, so you have it shown in your face, because it's kind of like weight loss, right? You don't see it on the day-to-day. You see it on the before and the after pictures, right? That you take maybe every month or every 3 months, however you do it. Like, you don't see it on a day-to-day basis. You don't see the change that is happening until something happens and you're like, wait, what? Like, you're putting on a pair of pants and it's one size too small now, right?
Mm-hmm. Such a great feeling.
Yeah. But it's that whole, it's the same with mental health, mental wealth, and personal growth. You don't see the change on a day-to-day basis. You have to remind yourself, right?
Yeah.
And when you are, I've always said this, there is no finished product. There is no, like, I don't hate the word healing, but it gives the perspective that you have a shiny golden version of you waiting at the end of the tunnel, and there is no such thing. There is no end of the tunnel when it comes to trauma and adjusting yourself and rewriting your history and your subconscious choices and your reactions. There is no such thing. It's a constant train, it's a constant move, it's a constant like flow that you have to adapt to. And sometimes things stick, sometimes it takes years in order for it to, you know, improve. And but that is also why the self-awareness and the reflection is important, right?
Mm-hmm.
When do you take time to self-reflect?
Nowadays, more than I ever have. Because I never would give myself the time.
Yeah.
It was weird. It would feel like I was undeserving of it. So I think now that I have my little book nook corner, those are times when I want to go up there and be alone. And that's when I reflect. I think of where I've been and what I've been through and where I'm at and who I am now. A lot of times whenever I'm just having a deep conversation with Nick, he'll help me recognize my strength without knowing he does when we're talking. And then I'll be able to sit there and reflect on, and I'll tell him I'm proud of us. You know, we've come a long way.
Yeah.
So more than what I ever had before.
Yeah.
So it just comes out of nowhere, I guess.
We're gonna go into me. Every single time there's we're gonna have an ad break in 5 minutes, just so you know. But every single time I have a conflict, I'm the kind of person that I put a mirror to my face, not negatively, not out of guilt, not out of anything, but out of growth, because it's been so important to me especially after my divorce, to find myself again, right? So I have practiced to always look at my own reactions and actions. And that's also why I've always said I'm no bigger than an apology. I have an ego. Every person on this planet have an ego.
Pride and ego.
But I view my ego as this little green monster inside of me, muffling evil things that I need to act on. And 9 times out of 10, I put that little ego, like egotistical little gremlin on the table in front of me and be like, okay, I will listen to you, but I'm not going to act on anything that you say, right? And then I'll be like, okay, 5 minutes are up, back in, right? And that is where I reflect. That is where I self-reflect, is when I, especially with conflicts, because that is where I get triggered, and that is where I can allow myself to be, okay, I need 10 minutes, and then I'd be like, okay, what do you have to say? Yeah, I'm a worthless piece of shit. Yes, okay, sure. Like, it's shit like that, right? And then I'm like, no, exactly. Yeah, you had your moment, now go away, right? Like I had after the ad break, I can talk a little bit about an eye opener I had yesterday. And that eye opener came with one question, and it's kind of to show, well, and talk about it until the ad break comes in. I was talking about what is going on in my life right now, and not from a negative perspective. I was just opening up about my feelings, and I had like this person ask this question: why is it that you feel a need to defend you personally to everybody with this? And then I was like, fuck. And it was kind of like, you know, that introduction, like in Big Bang Theory, where you see like, woof, and then all of like, and I was like, shit, I had a million thoughts during that. in just 1 second, and I just broke down, and I was like, I know why. It's because it's a trigger. What is happening in my life right now is a direct correlation subconsciously through patterns, a trigger to my divorce, where I was mentally abused and harassed for 6 years after that. I lost family, I lost friends, I lost my home. I was homeless for a year, right? I lost my kids. I lost everything during that period. And subconsciously, logically, I know that it's not the same scenario. But subconsciously, emotions and logic don't speak the same language. Subconsciously, the pattern is there for the same thing. So my body is telling me that I need to, right? I need to like go and tell everybody that, don't leave me, right? When logically I know that that is not true. And that is the funny, like, it's so funny how that correlates with each other in that way.
Hand in hand almost. Yeah.
And that was the eye-opener I got yesterday with it, and it made me reflect, and I was like, fuck. And that was just one question, and a very good question, might I add. Like, why is it that you feel a need to sit and defend yourself in this regard? And immediately it just flipped the script for me, and I was like, oh, this is why. And that is also why it is a big deal to me, because from the outside perspective, it's just right. But it makes sense why emotionally it's a big deal to me. We're gonna go
We'll always feel like we have to defend ourselves.
We're gonna go into an ad break, guys, and after that we're gonna go into the last segment here of all of this. I hope you guys are enjoying what you're listening to or watching. I definitely appreciate that Puddles is making this so easy. Yeah, you are. And yeah, we will be back in a very short amount of time, guys. Enjoy the Clipperinos. There we go.
Switching, smoky, smoky.
You want some of this? You want some of this? Huh? You want some of this? Okay, don't answer that. But,
Nap time.
Oh my fucking god!
Huh?
So, do you want to do it?
We just started streaming, baby. Like,
A duet.
oh, do. What do you want to do? What do you want to sing? What would you like to sing?
I don't know. What do we have? We haven't done it in a while. Oh, that felt good. If you just, all you have to do is legitimately level your head, keep it straight, open up here, and you're good. And a lot of people.
3, 2, 1, and catch.
No!
I could smile at Dexter's dragon right now.
Oh. Oh.
Something like that.
And your questionable taste. Plug and play
What is
has a new
this?
meaning. Smells a bit funky. Thank
That is how you give a proper spin, everybody. I go hungry, I go black and blue from your slaps. I go crawling on my knees for you. Wait, what? That was not lyrics. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love.
Oh, I took a shower today. I feel so dirty.
Are you a dirty boy? Mm-hmm.
I'm a dirty boy.
Are you a dirty birthday boy?
I just love how like Bacon said, "I like it our way." I love that.
Oh my god, Luna!
I
what
love
do
our
you-
freedom units as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Freedom units.
Oh my goodness. America,
Bro
fuck
calls
yeah,
them freedom
right?
units. America,
Oh, fuck yeah.
Sorry, I had to adjust myself. All the guns on my lap are all just all over the place.
Hey guys, I don't know what time it is for you, but it's like half past Freedom Eagle for me.
Yeah.
Criminal.
You know what? I was gonna do a Pink song. I remember now.
Hell yeah.
Because I haven't been singing Pink in ages.
Are you gonna do like all the trapeze stuff that she does in her shows?
Does it look like I have safety nets and fucking rope and silk things from the ceiling in here? Oh, I wanna dance with Sid. Where the fuck is Sid? Yeah, I wanna dance with my Pookie. With somebody who loves me. Do you wanna dance? Oh, with me, boys. Say, don't you wanna dance? With me, baby. Could you quit with the music? Stop making it seem like there's something here. We're gonna have a body that's gonna fall out of anything from this. That was a moth. It's almost like it's happened, right? There we go. No, no, she was too quick.
I missed.
Ow. God damn it. It doesn't really work. It's
I
not
missed
that
again.
effective. It's not that effective.
I missed again.
I missed again.
I missed again.
All I'm doing is walking in a circle. Walking in a circle.
What the heck?
Nope,
How
nope.
I got missing you?
Ow.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
No! I got it.
Oh, this poor Billy.
You're gonna make this one quit.
Oh, he's leveling up. I don't like this. I don't like this. He's leveling up, guys. Slinky is leveling.
How you do?
Well, you like my bush box?
I do. It's very nice.
Thank you. I trimmed it specially for you.
Oh, did you? I can't say that I'm not, you know.
Yeah, what are you fucking gonna do?
Shove this dumb and so far up your ass.
What
Get
the
fucked.
fuck?
I'm better.
That's strength. You know what?
Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Oh.
Wait, does that mean I bought you?
Maybe.
Damn, I don't think I needed to buy you.
Are you feeling okay?
Bust that ass on that Twitch Prime stuff, alright? Or I'ma personally find yourself and do a backflip on your backyard.
Oh
Peace
my
out.
god. Yeah, they're going to this gen over here now.
hear this one. I'm gonna.
Taz, I thought we were friends. We're watching it meow. But I'm streaming right meow. I can't watch Austin Powers meow.
Right meow.
Meow.
Right. Meow.
Finger. I can't say so. I will literally show up and be like, "Where are my balls, Taz?" Simon says, and I'll shove them in your mouth. Apple skewer. The pancake balls. Okay? The pancake balls. Don't worry. Your balls are safe. I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention.
No, I figured like if it was gonna go that far, it would probably lose a lot of the smell.
You guys have no idea. I need Yoshi.
Merry Christmas. I'm trying not to cry.
I'm torturing my own child to put a point across.
I mean, if I could unbutton it and be okay, probably.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
Stripping.
No, Tazzy, please don't hit me again. I'm sorry, please.
Oh my.
Alright, so there's not operating today.
She has all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine. All I could think about was cream pie when I sang that. I don't know why.
Hell yeah.
And it's not what I asked for. Sometimes life just slips in through a back door. And a few of these people right here will definitely...
Maybe take 3 deep breaths by yourself before you just jump right back into your day. Thank you so much as always for practicing with me. Have a wonderful one, and namaste.
You're right, Seven. I needed this. There we go. I feel much better. Thank you so much. It was sleeping. He was on my phone for the entire thing. I had to legitimately put my phone upside down on the table so people couldn't see him sleep. And then at one point I had to do something. I can't remember what the fuck I was gonna do on my phone. I can't remember now, but I accidentally unmuted and woke up Sid with a whole fucking orchestra of what are they called? Accordions and a guitar.
Oh shit.
And my stepdad singing, and Sid was like,
I'll just have you know, if it's Dex, we might as well give up finding that package.
You can see it right here.
Oh yeah, it's right there. Fucking hell.
Right under their eyes.
That's funny.
oh my god.
That's so good.
Hidden in plain sight. Dan apparently is here to collect you.
What?
Yeah, there's new rules. Apparently, Dan doesn't have you on the weekends anymore. It's a new week, new rule. Apparently,
Opening
I
up
was not
for
letting them do this.
everything here and changing scenes, and we are back, guys.
We're opening up.
Sorry. Spreading out. No, not spreading out legs. And
Maybe not you. No, 'cause-
Did I mention I'm not wearing any pants?
That's why I have to turn the camera off when we get up.
We're gonna go into the last little segment here of our little sit down with Puddles, and I want to take some time to say I really do appreciate you volunteering for this. So
I'm an
it
open
means a
book.
lot. Yeah.
And people have questions that they want to ask me. Like, I know I've mentioned a lot about my past, and sometimes people question me about my past or what I've been through. I'm an open door when it comes to it. I have no shame in talking about, what helped shape me be the person that I am.
Exactly.
And I have no shame in talking about the journey that I've had to, go through in order to be the person that I am.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think a lot of people find the subject of my past very taboo, which I don't believe it should be because of the fact that it's such a pandemic. Epidemic? It's a plague.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
It's a
That's the right word.
So I think that if more people talked about it, I think the more that we can get people to understand the lasting damages it can do to a person.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
the process that we go through just to try to not fix ourselves, but love ourselves.
Exactly. Because that is also when I was watching these podcasts and introducing the whole people pleasing thing, I also introduced the view of like people pleasers are a lot of people treat people pleasers as these like little cute birds that are very fragile and vulnerable. And I'm like, no, you have to view it as it is. It is people who are trying to control a narrative around them so they feel good. And it does, when you put it that way, it sounds narcissistic, but it's not, because it's coming from a place of trauma, right?
And strength.
Exactly. And in getting out of that mindset of being able to put yourself first is really hard for them, because it means danger when they do that, right?
We're probably one of like the strongest people on top of that, because of the fact that you're willing to push yourself away and not even stay human just for the sake of other people.
Yeah.
That is, you have to have a huge, enormous amount of strength in order to do that, because not a lot of people would. It's me first or nothing.
Yeah.
So to be able to do that, like, am I willing to let this person hurt and manipulate me just so I can feel accepted?
Exactly.
And live with it every day. That's a huge amount of strength to have to put up with, have to give yourself.
Exactly. And then you have to reverse that. Well, not reverse the strengths, but you have to make a different priority with it, where you put it after that, right? And that is the hard part. That is the hard part. So, what advice would you tell your child self?
To not be afraid. To not be afraid. I think I was afraid of everything as a kid. I was afraid of the lack of acceptance. I was afraid of not doing what people wanted me to. I was afraid of being alone. I was afraid of being shut out. When I grew up, I was the one shutting people out.
Usually
because I
it's
didn't
what
know any
we're
better.
afraid of that we do, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. To not be afraid. To know that I have a voice. And that voice alone can make waves.
That's a good advice. It really is. See, I
wish I had it when I was younger.
Yeah. Yeah. But then it wouldn't have shaped you to the person you are, right?
No, that is right.
So
that's totally right.
The funny part is I wrote down this question. Do you think I have an answer for it? I think if I
that
said
one or this one,
the like advice to my child self, like I've sat and thought about it for a long time, and there's a lot of things I would tell my younger self, like but I think the number one thing I would look my child self in the eyes and say, like, don't change you for anybody else, right? Remain yourself, right? So yeah. What question would you have wished I had asked? That's a hard one to answer.
It really is, because I mean, we've touched on so many things in regards to recognizing how we're a people pleaser, down to how we're struggling with it today. You know, and how people pleasing, being a people pleaser, can be so relatable to other people out there. I think it'd be like, I guess if you could advocate for people who are people pleasers and are struggling to get out of that position, what steps would you, like, if you can write a handbook for these people, what would it say? You know,
Yeah.
would you talk to hundreds of other people pleasers and get, you know, multiple ways that they can get out of it? And it's not something that you actually get out of, because no matter what in life, you're always going to be a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something that you can automatically shut off.
No.
Eventually, you know, and it's not something that's going to go away. I think in our lives, we're always going to be overthinkers. We're always going to be people pleasers. And that's just from that egoistical portion of life, you know, because doing things for people makes us feel good on top of that.
Yeah.
You know, I think, but the severity of people pleasing that we have experienced in our life, in that guidebook, what would you say? What would you write?
Yeah.
You know, how would you advocate for these people? How would you give them a voice? How would you help give them a voice? Talking about it is great, but what more can we do to help? It's like people who've gone through narcissistic trauma or physical abuse and emotional abuse. There's tons of guidebooks for that.
Yeah.
You know, there are books and guidebooks about, you know, how to stop people pleasing, you know?
Yeah.
And you can, you know, they're all basically saying, tell people to fuck off. But it's not as easy as that. It needs to be way more in depth, because people's situations are different. It's not just a black and white, you know, this is the reason why I'm a people pleaser. You know, it's not the same for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. That is also a really good question, like, to ask, right? Like, what do you think would be the best if you had
Where
to
do you
write
start?
a book, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
where do you start?
What
It's hard.
would you want me to ask my next guest?
When they're people pleasing, or when they lose themselves in it, how much of themselves do they think they're losing every single time?
That's a good question. When they lose themselves in people pleasing.
Because it's
How?
not like, it's almost like chipping wood.
Yeah.
You know, when you do it and then you feel guilty about it, you know, how do you feel after? You know, you beat yourself up about it because you feel guilty about it. And then you feel guilty about not wanting to people please. You know,
Exactly.
how much of yourself have you just lost there? Just surrounding yourself with all of it, you know, every single bit of emotion from it.
Yeah.
It's hard, it's draining, and you become so withdrawn afterwards.
Exactly. No, just know I will most likely clip your question and also your explanation and play it for them tomorrow when the next guest
Aw.
comes on. Because I feel like it's a great way to kind of, hi Crimson Rain, to tie everything together, right? And I know I don't have a question for you now from another person, but I do have my little
my little surprise for you.
Oh no. Who's this guy?
Who's this guy, right?
I don't know who this
So
is.
we are gonna go into an ending segment, a little palate cleanser, as I call it, of my sit downs with
Make this
people
bigger.
called Sid's Rapid Fire Questions. Are you ready?
Let me get my screen big so I can be ready. Okay, I'm ready. Rapid fire. Oh my god, you're making me think quickly.
You don't have to answer them while the video is going on. You can answer them after. So, okay.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh dear god. I didn't want to see this part of him. This is too personal.
If you try to fail and succeed, which one do you actually do? Is clapping just high-fiving yourself?
Yes.
Is making a typo in a written disagreement the equivalent of
You can't
your
hear him?
voice cracking in
It
a
should
verbal
be
one?
available.
Yes.
How old do you have to be before it's too late to die young? If a tomato is a fruit, does that mean ketchup is a smoothie?
Yes.
Sid's rapid fire questions. Sid's rapid fire questions.
My lord. Oh my lord. Yes, it is a smoothie that I'm adding to my scrambled eggs. So therefore it becomes breakfast and dessert at the same time. A typo is a stutter, yes. What was the first one again?
Oh shit. Fuck. I can't even remember. Give me like fire questions. I'm watching it again here. Let me see the first one for you.
Sid's rapid fire questions.
If you try to fail,
If you try to fail and succeed, which one did you do?
You still failed. Because that's what you're going to live with is the failure.
Oh god. No, I wanted to have like for Sid to have his own little segment on these and have like as
What
I
a
said
tit.
a little palate cleanser.
I'm gonna come up with my own rapid fire questions for him.
And I think he did wonderfully. I think he did very, very well with this. And I love it. It is so 90s sitcom that it hurts. And I can't.
It reminds me of that stupid movie. Okay, was it 10 Things I Hate About You? To where the dumb sister's like, so you can be overwhelmed and you can be underwhelmed, but can you ever just be whelmed?
Yeah.
Like that's all that was.
Exactly. So
oh
yeah.
God.
Have you
Thank you.
Have you enjoyed this sit down with me?
I have. I think it really helped at the fact that you know so much about me already. But I mean, I know that's not going to be the same with other people, you know, that come onto the show. And I'm hoping that doesn't sway them from wanting to do this. But I mean, this is how you get to know people and you get to see how relatable people actually are in doing this. And the fact that your questions and the fact that you're so relatable on top of that, and the fact that you share a lot about, you share a lot about yourself on top of that, you know, it makes everything not feel wrong and it feels comfortable.
Yeah.
So I think it was not only like how you're saying it was easy on your part, it was extremely easy on my part. So, and I don't think it's only because of like, I'm an open door, you know, I'm so open about sharing anything. I think it's because, you know, the surroundings.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. The little tree nook back there is really helping. The fairy lights did it for me.
They made the ambiance so much better.
The ambiance so much better. Yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I think it really does open up doors for people to realize the people that they're that they're in contact with, you know, I mean, we pester each other almost on a daily when we're in each other's streams or dropping in to say hi or lurking, you know. And you ask yourself, like, how much of this person do I actually know?
Yeah.
You know, would it make a difference if I knew them this much? You know, and when it comes to myself with how I am with my mods, how much I know of my mods, and how much I know of like Bearded Shark, you know, he and I have had some really great discussions. And like you and I and Sid, you guys know so much about me, you know. I think it makes a huge impact on, you know, the friendship that we have. And I feel like I can trust you more to be able to talk to you when it comes down to hard situations that I'm going through.
Yeah.
And you're no longer just like these people on the internet that I socialize with, you know, I consider you, you know, my friends.
Yeah.
So I think it really opens up the door to be able to meet new friends, make new friends, and be relatable.
Yeah.
Like I said, we never know. I mean, I know you have a skeleton in your closet.
I literally do.
I know. That's why I said it.
His name is
Jeff. But I think a lot of people don't realize the severity or the amount of you know, skeletons that we have in our closets and how they impact us on a daily. And when people are going through certain scenarios and situations, there's people like us who are out there who are so open with it.
Yeah.
That, you know, you want to talk to us about, you know, this relatable situation. You want to talk about childhood sexual abuse. You want to talk about, you know, these hard topics. I'm game. I am all about it. I am a huge advocate for mental health. I have a degree in psychology. I'm just too sensitive. But, you know, I've always wanted to talk to people and understand them and let them know they're not alone.
Yeah.
And I think that makes things easy when you do things like this.
Yeah. Exactly. So, what kind of content do you usually do and where can people find you?
What kind of content? What?
Yeah, what kind of content do you usually do and where can people find you?
Chaos. What do I do? I do mostly comedy, horror, lots of horror. A majority of the time I'm in other people's streams doing karaoke. I don't host a lot of my own karaoke streams much anymore. I like to venture out and show support as much as possible. So my content is mostly I do a lot of first-person shooter games. So comedy, horror, first-person shooters, bad shooting. Lots of screaming, lots of alcohol, lots of toot shoots.
Yeah. Toot shoots?
Yeah. Toot shoots. My talent. You know my talent, the toot shoot.
Oh, that toot. Oh, that toot.
It's a toot shoot. Yes. For those of you that don't know what a toot shoot is, it is a redemption. Yeah, it's my new talent. Take a bamboo straw, put it under your armpit here. I know you guys are going to try this now because you have to. Put it under your armpit here. I don't know if I'm sweaty enough. Let's see here. And we're going to blow. Okay, I was sweaty enough.
Such a child. I'm such a child.
Blame TikTok. I watched someone do it and I went straight to my mods about it. I was like, guys, look what I can do. And then one of my mods went and tried it himself and he's like, oh my God, this does work. So chaos.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So if you want a good time, go and give Puddle Butts a follow. I genuinely do appreciate you coming on here. You volunteered yourself when I asked for it on my stream.
Whatever,
and
don't lie. You made me do it, you controlling bitch. I was held captive.
We will talk and discuss the payment afterward, but we don't do that live, okay? Streamer etiquette. I love you.
I do. No, I do. I appreciate you letting me join in, and I feel honored to be able to come and chat with you.
Yeah.
So anytime, you know how I am.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm here.
So
I'm here.
yes. Well, you guys, it has been a pleasure. And again, tomorrow we're gonna have a. You saw this.
Traumatized Naya.
Yeah. We're gonna have like if there's any like before we round out here, is there anybody that has any questions for Puds and I before we end? I think that is a good way to end all of this. I know that we had someone earlier participate a lot in the chat. So if they wanted to come forward again with their questions, they're more than welcome to. But if you guys have any questions, speak now or forever hold your peace. Tomorrow, while we wait, I have another guest on, and then we're gonna go back into a new segment or a new subject for Mental Monday, which is gonna be relationship dynamics, and we're gonna look into what a healthy monogamous relationship can look like and what a healthy polyamorous relationship, not necessarily a relationship, but what polyamorous like what that means to one person specifically, and also why people can choose to be single. So that is the next thing we're going to dive into after tomorrow's conversation and sit down with Spirit X God, a dear friend of mine. And if you are more interested in Sid's rapid fire questions, there's going to be another one tomorrow for Spirit specifically. So yeah, you can tune in for that. You can tune in for that. And so far it doesn't look like anyone has any questions whatsoever. Do you have a question for me, Pud?
If you do have questions and you don't want to say them or ask them over stream, feel free to hit me up in my DMs.
Yeah.
So feel free to hit me up in my DMs. Like I said, I don't shy away from anything. So I don't.
No.
You know this about me. I don't.
Exactly.
If you had asked me this like 5 years ago, yeah, probably. But yeah, no. Questions for you? No. None yet that I can think of.
30 minutes from now. Fuck! I should have.
I know I can just easily DM you, you know. So, okay, here's my question then. Are you ready to spank me on my ass on my wedding day before I say my vows?
Does anyone object to this marriage? Like, me! I need to spank her before. Wait!
We're not there yet.
I would feel wrong if she was married.
Before I can do this.
Yeah. But no, it's been a pleasure having you here, and it doesn't feel like over 2 hours. How long are we into it? 2.5 hours has gone by, and it doesn't feel like that at all.
It just feels like two friends chatting.
Yeah. It generally does. Do you feel like we came around the whole, like, I know we didn't talk too much about attachment styles, but personally for me, I felt like it was more relatable to talk about the whole people pleasing aspect of it, and also how it's changed you like personally, right? But do you feel
I think in a way it does talk about attachment styles, because if we're willing to, you know, lose ourselves in the people pleasing just for the approval, that is our attachment style.
Yeah, it is. It is. But yeah, I feel like we came around a lot of the subjects that I have looked into prior to these sit downs. So yeah, but I thank you for being here, and I appreciate you, and I love your face, and I love your butt too.
I love yours. Yeah. My butt loves you too. Thank you. Thank you. You know where to find me. I'm going to pop into your chat.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, go for it.
Do you have someone you want me to rate into?
Let's see here. I know this awesome lady named Taz, but she's already streaming. She's about to leave. So, I don't have like anybody like.
It doesn't have to be in this
No.
category. It can be anything. I just would want you to choose. Mainly,
Oh.
I do have a lot of people live right now, but because you're the guest, I would want you to choose.
I'm trying to think of someone that would be entertaining enough for your wonderful viewers. No.
No?
Okay. Not really, no. No.
Okay.
If you what is that the people who are they asexual? I have a friend, if you ever want to interview her, she's very asexual. I think that's what it is.
Oh, the asexuality
And to,
is
like,
more
get
like they
her
don't have any.
views.
They don't
Yeah.
have any like relation to
Desire
and such.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
down
if you
the
ever want
road,
to get
yeah.
her insights, yeah.
Maybe down the road,
I'll
yeah.
shoot you her info. Yeah. Otherwise, no, I don't really have anybody.
Okay, well, let's see. Who do we have we can raid into?
And thank you, chat, for putting up with my shit. And for sharing what you guys have shared, because I was reading
Yeah.
the chat. You guys have shared quite a bit too, which was really
Some
cool.
people have
So
shared some stuff, and
yeah,
I'm sorry
I saw
we didn't.
Curly Doobie up there, and you read read a few of the others. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's nice seeing other perspectives.
It is, and feel free to do so during this. It's just having a conversation and also keeping up with chat. I prefer to prioritize my energy and my attention to Puddles during this.
She's mine.
And it's not that your views doesn't matter. They generally do, but we can kind of divert into and away from the conversation that is happening. That is also why I open up for the the questions and the conversation at the end of it all. With that being said, I'm gonna raid you into a good old dear friend of mine. His name is Activator. He's currently doing Crimson Desert. And yeah, hopefully he can be your background noise for a little while here. I want to thank every single one of you guys that has been here, that has lurked, that has listened in, that has participated in chat, however you've done so. I do generally appreciate it, and I hope to see all of you guys tomorrow again, where we do this all over with a different person. So thank you, Puddles, for keeping up with my questions and being the awesome person that you are, and not taking any of it personally, but taking it seriously, right? I generally do appreciate it, and I will see you guys same place, same time tomorrow. So, bye-bye.
Ta-ta.
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 Come here, kitty kitty. Thank you very much, Taz. I appreciate it, man. I say, man.